Hello students, welcome back to our basic science class. Today I am going to give you the recap of the old chapter Living in Harmony that we discussed so far. First we discussed about ecosystem. What do you mean by an ecosystem? Yes, an ecosystem is a natural region where all the living beings occupying the region together with the biotic and abiotic factors influencing the region. Ponds, fields, rivers, forests and grasslands are different kinds of ecosystem. An ecosystem consists of a number of habitats. Habitat means habitat is the natural environment of all living organisms. Plants are the most important factor in the ecosystem. Do you know why? Yes, because the food chain starts from the plants. So, plants are the most important factor in the ecosystem. All biotic and abiotic factors in an ecosystem are interrelated. An increase or decrease in number of any of the organisms in an ecosystem will upset its natural equilibrium. Next we discussed about biotic and abiotic factors. We know that biotic and abiotic factors are also essential for the existence of the living world. Let's take a look at how are abiotic factors useful to biotic factors. Soil makes nutrients available to plants, function as the habitat of organisms. Plants and animals use oxygen for respiration. Water is needed for photosynthesis, pollination, dispersal of seeds, etc. Water is essential for the existence of plants and animals. The green plants utilize light for photosynthesis. Growth, production of energy, reproduction, etc. need various nutrients. Hence, the abiotic components became useful to organisms. Hence, we can prove that abiotic factors are useful to biotic factors. After that, we discussed about food chain and food web. Food relationships are found among organisms in all ecosystems. The entire series of organisms through which food energy moves in an ecosystem by the process of eating and being eaten is called food chain. Food chains have become complex as a web through mutual relationships. The different food chains of an ecosystem are interrelated and this network of food chains is called a food web. Next we discussed about producers, consumers and about decomposers. We all know that sun is the primary source of energy in the living world. Green plants convert light energy to chemical energy through photosynthesis. This energy gets transferred to other organisms through food chain. Plants that perform photosynthesis are called producers, while organisms that depend on plants directly or indirectly for food are called consumers. Then about decomposers, the organism which break down the dead and decaying organic matter and return them into the soil are called decomposers. The decomposers have an important place in an ecosystem. They break down the dead and decaying organic substances and the excreta of living beings, convert them into simpler substances and return them to soil. The ecosystem also grows and undergoes changes like plants and animals. Different trophic levels are interrelated. Jungles are needed for the growth of rabbits, which becomes the prey of wolves, and the wolves become the prey of lions. If only this relationship is maintained, all the living beings can exist on the earth. The maintenance of this relationship in the food chain is known as balancing. Any disturbance to it will adversely affect the ecosystem. After that, we discussed about the human activities that harm the ecosystem. deforestation, filling of paddy fields, many types of pollutions, sand mining, unscientific constructions of dams, drilling, etc. are some of the activities that harm the ecosystem. So students, these are the points we discussed in this chapter, Living in Harmony. So study it well. See you on the next class. Thank you.